because most people's minds still are very softened to accept propaganda. They haven't steeled their own mindset against things like this. They don't understand the tactics that are involved and used as far as psyops go. And the psyops, like you said, they're working beautifully. We have the QAnon psyop. We have, flat Earth versus globe Earth psyop going on. And we have the polarization going on within that community. I think that America is an idea. It's not a physical geographic location. Okay, people can see the United States as a physical location. I see America as an idea in consciousness that is going to take us from the place where, okay, we had so-called representative government, but now it's going to take us into a place of true internal individual self-government.
Come on now, dog.
And that idea had to sprout for this type of thinking to come about.
Come on, man.
A lot of people will take a different approach and say, oh, America was rotten from the beginning. I don't personally accept that.
Boy, if you don't...
I think that's a psyop to get people to have low morale about what the idea of America really was. And it really was about individual sovereignty, about us being our own kings and queens and not having external rulers.
This country was founded by slave owners who wanted to be free. Am I right? A group of slave owners who wanted to be free. So they killed a lot of white English people in order to continue owning their black African people so they could wipe out the rest of the red Indian people and move west and steal the rest of the land from the brown Mexican people, giving them a place to take off and drop their nuclear weapons on the yellow Japanese people.
So that idea, to me, is what was in the minds and hearts of some of the early American citizens and settlers.
You know what the motto of this country ought to be? You give us a color, we'll wipe it out. You got it. So anyway, about 80 years after the Constitution is ratified, 80 years later, the slaves are freed. Not so you'd really notice it, of course. Just sort of on paper. And that was, of course, during the Civil War. Now there's another phrase I dearly love. That is a true oxymoron if I've ever heard one. Civil War. Do you think any country could really have a civil war?
Nothing has changed. It's gotten worse. Slavery's gotten worse. Duress has gotten worse. Ignorance has gotten worse. Apathy has gotten worse. Not taking any fucking action has gotten worse. And on top of that, you have the flat earth movement that has become the biggest thing in the so-called truth community. People with their fucking heads up their ass. This is what this whole situation in the world has deteriorated into. It's a fucking bad joke. Unless I get the help I need to do it right. So here's the situation. This is how it's going to be. Because I am under no obligation other than a moral obligation to continue to do this, and I'll do it in the way that I choose to do it. I'll put it out there personally in my own life, but I'm not going to continue to do this publicly with all the money that it costs and all the time and effort that it costs. Okay? I'm not going to do it unless I get the help I need. People think, oh, it's free to maintain all this equipment. It's free to maintain a website. It's free to, get all the resources you need. Paper, ink. Yeah. How about all the flat earthers? You want to know what I think of you assholes? Demonetize all your channels. Then let's see how much you actually really believe in flat earth. Because that's all it is. It's a big money-making operation and psyop.
DVDs, flash drives, t-shirts, stickers, things like that, just more promotional items to just try to really get the word out there about this and raise more awareness about particularly the work that I've been doing as part of What on Earth is Happening.
I didn't even want to make this about that nonsense. I don't even want to make it about that. It's not even worth talking about. I don't monetize my YouTube channel. That's what that whole garbage is all about, folks, in case you haven't figured it out yet. And I'm done with it. I'm done with trying to seriously research and help people to understand what the fuck is going on. I'm done.